we're back. Day 141 of using Vinted to sell my old stuff that got me started selling collectibles and running this DM Collectors Lounge where, I sell collectibles. So let's think. It's been a busy start to the day, to be fair. I've packed my eBay orders. I had to drive like 30 minutes away to get some football stuff, show you that. Quite nice, to be fair. So we've got this going on eBay, a signed Manchester United shirt. It's got Teddy Sheringham on the back, really nice piece. And then it's also got a Manchester United 1996-97 squad, although that's 97-98. And then this is the reason I bought it, because if you watch the channel, you know I love football pennants, but here we've got like a really rare Manchester United pennant that was basically given by Manchester United. It was somebody reached out trying to raise money for a charity, and they basically gifted them that pennant, so like really nice. I did think about putting it on my pennant multi-listing, but because it's framed and in such good condition, I think it's going to go on its own listing this, and it's going to get a lot of people looking at the eBay store. But we're not here for that. But the Vinted does definitely relate to the eBay store, because by selling my old stuff on Vinted, it's basically collecting money, and with that money I'm using it to buy collectibles like we've just shown there, so it all definitely links together. And saying that, it's been like a really good week since speaking to you on Friday, because we've had like loads of sales come in on eBay thanks to the Vinted pot balance, and then we've had some like big orders come in on Vinted. So what I need to do is I just need to go through and my eBay and look what sold thanks to the Vinted to share that with you. So 2 secs. Right, so this is the only bad thing about having one camera. I definitely need to invest in a better camera for the YouTube channel, and even for like when I'm taking photos and stuff, but it'll also make life easier, because when I'm doing videos I can do it obviously off my main phone, and then I can use this phone to check sales and not have to like keep going back and forward. But I've wrote down there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sales on eBay thanks to the Vinted pot balance, so we'll share them with you. So like I said, you know I enjoy the pennant, so starting with this QPR pennant, it sold for 25 quid. Picture there of the pennant, picture there of the sale. But when I bought this like huge bundle of pennants, out of them all, this were probably one of my favourites, just because I really like the design on it, and yeah, just it just looks like really vintage and makes for like such a nice display. So we had that go for 25 quid. I forgot to include this, but this sold on Friday after doing the Vinted video, but this sold for 2 magazines, went for 60 quid on the wrestling programmes. Happy days, so I need to include that. We then had a Shawn Michaels pull-out poster magazine sell. That went for 15 quid. Again, really nice piece on that. Then we had a collector come in who bought 4 figures. They bought 4 defining moments, elite figures: Stone Cold Steve Austin, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, and Hulk Hogan. 4 really nice figures. But yeah, like amazing order, and you can see it's going to start bumping up the Vinted pot balance for us thanks to the eBay sale. So what did we have after that? I've done the elite. We then had, I think I've took one off. No. We then had 3 WCW magazines go. They went for £43.50, and that same buyer also paid £13.50 for a Ric Flair WCW magazine. Again, with the magazines, it's taken a long time to build that multi-listing, probably like 3 or 4 days, and it's definitely paying dividends now, because we've built a listing where a lot of fans of wrestling and collectors of wrestling can easily go to that listing, have a flick through, maybe find some magazines that they didn't know existed, or find ones that they want that they've been struggling to get hold of. And by doing that, it also encourages people to maybe buy like one more than they were expecting to buy. So just because it's so easy to navigate. This week I do need to build another multi-listing for wrestling magazines, because I've got probably like the best part of another 300 that I need to get on to my eBay store, thanks to the Vinted pot balance. So like there's potential for like some really good money to be coming back to us. WCW Ric Flair done that, and then we had another wrestling magazine go, that went for £15, and then we finished with this morning, like in the early hours, we had another football pennant sell that went for £24.50, Sheffield United. So as I said, like there's been some like amazing sales thanks to the Vinted pot balance since speaking to you on Friday. So I've wrote down here, in total it comes to about £270 that, but I've taken 30% off, just because I always want to overestimate the fees rather than underestimate them, because I don't want like the Vinted pot balance to look like it's making far more than it is. So I've taken 30% off, so it comes to around, after fees, like £190, which has gone back in to the Vinted pot balance, which is chipping away, getting us closer to the £3,000 mark come day 147. Before I go on to the Vinted, I'm not going to do a video on Friday just because day 147 is on Monday, so it's better we do just a balance update on Monday and see how close we've been to hitting that goal. And it also gives us the weekend to try and build some extra cash up to get us as close to that £3,000 mark as possible. And then, yeah, that's it. But we'll go over to Vinted now. So on Friday, I think I was down to like 86 active listings. I hadn't been really putting like a lot of work in on the Vinted store, but I said to you on Friday, I'll hold myself accountable and I'll make sure that the store gets back to where it should be, which is 100 active listings. I did that, but it didn't stay at 100 for very long, because we've had some like really good bundle orders come in. So let's have a look what we're currently at now. So on the store now, we've got 76 active listings, which suggests I've not done any work, but I'll share the sales with you now that we've had over the weekend, and that will show that like a lot of work has been done. And temporarily we did go back up to 100 active listings. So the last sale I think I told you about was for a wrestling belt, which went for £10. Since then, we've had some more music pin badges go. They went for £3.80. We had some Corinthian Pro Stores football figures go. They went for a £5. A bundle of 2 items go. They went for £6.65. But I do need to check and make sure I've sent all the items. One of the items is like a bit of a mixed bundle of Manchester United stuff, but I think I might have forgot to put the wallet in. If I forgot to put it in, I'm just going to refund them for the whole Manchester United lot, because that's my fault. So there's potentially, I don't know, a few quid got lost off there, but it is what it is. We then had a bundle of 5 comics go. They went for £17, double digits, bundle of 5, frees up a lot of room in the box, happy days. And then literally straight after that, another bundle of 15 items sold. Again, all comics. They went for £51. Happy days, like what a treat. So sending them this morning. When big bundles come in, it's so easy because it just goes in one box. The box is done, wham bam, in it goes, off it goes. Whereas when it's like lots of orders of say one lot of comics, one lot of comics, one lot of comics, it's more packaging, more time, and just more energy. Whereas when them big bundles come in, obviously customers are saving more money because they get a discount, but the aim is to sell this stuff to bring in more money to buy more collectibles we want. So we want to do it using as less energy, less packaging, and just like less time as possible. So it's like really good news. And then literally in the last few minutes we had another wrestling belt go that went for 10 quid. So a lot of double digit sales coming in since speaking to you on Friday. Like, what a treat. Yeah, breathe. I need to remember to breathe. So the plan, is there a plan for Vinted? There is. There's a plan for Vinted. I need to get more bundles of comics on this week at some point, but the priority first is because it's going to be fun to go through them. I'm going to get the Manchester United shirt on, get the ball on and stuff, do that as a bundle, and then I'm going to get the pennant on, and then the aim next is to go through these 300 wrestling magazines and start building my second listing for them. But yeah, it's busy week. Like I said, I can't stress it enough, but like October, November, December, these 3 months decide like if I hit my financial goals for the year for the business, whether I can like grow in what I'm doing, sustain what I'm doing, and start making plans for next year too. But literally, like, I don't want to look back at the end of Christmas and think I could have worked harder. Like, I want to look back after this Christmas period and be like, I absolutely smashed it, and the results come the tax year when I obviously submit my taxes and all that jazz. I can look at it and be like, the reason it's that number is because I've put the work in and I've put the hours in, and yeah, like, yeah, just basically that. But yeah, I need to be doing work on the Vinted, and I need to get them comics on. But that's pretty much it for today's video. When I get in contact with you next, like I said, it'll be Monday, day 147, where I hope we've clawed like a decent amount back for that £3,000 target. But like, I'm gonna have a bit of fun today, go through this United stuff, and then crack on with these wrestling magazines. See you in a bit. Take care. If you've not already, hit subscribe, like, and leave a comment. See you later.